Imagine two people walk into a bank on the same day. Same income, same loan amount, same everything. But one person ends up paying over $200 less every single month than the other. No negotiation, no connections, no secret deal. Just a three-digit number sitting quietly in a database that most people completely ignore until it's already costing them thousands. And here's the part nobody talks about. That number is being built right now, whether you're paying attention to it or not. Here's something that should make you a little uncomfortable. If your credit score is poor, you will pay what experts call a poverty premium. You literally pay more for the same things than someone wealthier than you. Higher interest, higher deposits, higher insurance rates. It's like being charged extra just for being financially unaware. And the worst part? Most people have no idea it's even happening to them. So how did this system get built? And more importantly, how do you beat it? Here's the most common belief people have about credit scores. I'll worry about it when I need it. Sounds reasonable, right? You're not in debt, you're not spending recklessly, so why does some invisible number even matter today? This is actually one of the most expensive mistakes a person can make because it's completely silent while it's happening. Your credit score isn't just checked when you apply for a loan. Landlords check it before renting you an apartment. Employers look at it before offering certain jobs. Car insurance companies use it to set your rate. Even your phone plan can be affected. It's less like a report card and more like a reputation, quietly opening doors for some people and quietly closing them for others. But here's the thing that changes everything once you understand it. Your credit score has nothing to do with how much money you have. Absolutely nothing. There are people earning $20,000 a year with near-perfect scores, and people earning $150,000 with terrible ones. So what does it actually measure, and why do banks care about it more than your salary? The answer completely flips how most people think about money. Think of it like this. Imagine you're lending money to a friend. You'd naturally ask yourself, have they paid me back before? Do they borrow responsibly? Are they already borrowing from 10 other people? Your credit score is lenders asking those exact same questions and turning the answers into a number between 300 and 850. Higher number, more trust, better deals. Simple. Now that number is built from 5 ingredients. 35% is your payment history. Have you paid your bills on time? This is the single biggest factor. One missed payment can drop your score significantly. Consistent payments build it back, slowly but surely. 30% is your credit utilization. How much of your available credit are you actually using? If your card limit is $1,000 and you're spending $900 of it, that looks dangerous to lenders, even if you pay it off every month. The rule most experts suggest: stay below 30% of your limit. And here's where most people accidentally hurt their own score without realizing it. They think, I pay my full balance every month, so I'm fine. But your balance gets reported to the credit bureaus before you pay it, on the statement closing date. So even if you're responsible and pay everything off, if your utilization looks high on that one specific day each month, your score takes the hit anyway. This one timing mistake costs millions of people points they should never be losing. The remaining 3 ingredients work like this. 15% is the length of your credit history. The longer your accounts have been open and in good standing, the better. This is why closing your oldest credit card, even one you never use, can quietly hurt your score. 10% is your credit mix. Having different types of credit, a card, a car loan, a student loan, shows lenders you can handle different financial responsibilities. And the last 10% is new inquiries. Every time you apply for new credit, your score dips slightly. Apply for 5 cards in 1 month and lenders start wondering what's going on. Now here's the insight that makes everything click. Psychologists who study financial behavior found something fascinating. People who understand why a financial system works use it dramatically better than people who just follow the rules blindly. And the reason your credit score is built on payments and habits and history is because lenders aren't trying to measure your wealth. They're trying to measure your character. Specifically, are you someone who does what you said you do consistently over time? Which means your credit score is really just a behavioral fingerprint, and you're adding to it every single month, whether you know it or not. Paying your $30 phone bill on time feels completely insignificant in the moment. But do that for 2 years, that's 24 quiet data points telling every future lender, this person keeps their word. It's the same psychology behind any reputation. Nobody remembers the one big, impressive thing you did. They remember the pattern of small things you did when nobody was watching. But here's the part that genuinely surprises most people. A single bad mark on your credit report, one missed payment, one account sent to collections can legally stay on your report for 7 years. 7 years of higher rates, 7 years of closed doors because of one moment of unawareness. So here's your actual action plan. If you have no credit history yet, start with a secured credit card or become an authorized user on a trusted family member's account. You're not trying to spend more, you're trying to create a track record. Set up autopay for at least the minimum payment on every account. Payment history is 35% of your score. Guard it like your most valuable financial asset, because it genuinely is. Pay down your balance before your statement closing date, not the due date, the closing date. That's when your utilization gets reported. This one shift alone can move your score noticeably within 30 days. Don't close old accounts unless you have a very good reason. Length of history matters more than most people realize. And pull your free credit report once a year and check it for errors. Mistakes are more common than you'd think, and a single wrong entry can drag your score down silently for years. Here's the final thing I want you to sit with. The 2 people who walked into that bank at the beginning of this video, neither of them made one big financial decision that separated them. It was hundreds of small, quiet, almost invisible decisions made months and years before they ever needed that loan. Your credit score is already being written right now. The only question is, are you writing it intentionally or just letting it happen to you? You don't need to be wealthy to have an excellent credit score. You just need to be consistent. And consistency, it turns out, is the real foundation under almost any form of wealth building, not just your credit score. Your future self is going to walk into a bank one day or apply for an apartment or need a loan for something that actually matters. Make sure the number waiting for them tells a story worth telling.